Hello. Good morning. I hope we're streaming. And anyway, how's it going? It's what day is it? Thursday at 10 o'clock. You know, this live stream business is really tricky. So we were doing it on Tuesday evenings, and everything was hunky-dory. But then we I ended up getting some gigs and stuff on Tuesdays, so we moved it to the morning. Analytics say that we have a bigger audience in the morning, so therefore, let's do it in the morning. So anyway, hello Tom, how are you? Thanks for watching. So now instead of a glass of wine, of course you can, if you want a little glass of wine, that's fine. But we'll start with coffee. So that particular song, I hope it came through okay. It's called Tear It Down. It was a Wes Montgomery tune off of the Bumpin' album. And it's one of those tunes, man, that is just, I think I've played it more than Wes. But I can't play it as good as him. But anyway, I have that available as a lesson, and it's, I think, a wonderful tune. Great writing. I just love it, that song. So anyway, here we are. We've got some new equipment, so things should be sounding better. We got a new microphone. We got a new audio interface. We're working with some different software. Hi, Andrew. How are you? Good morning, afternoon. Yes. And so anyway, hopefully things are streaming out and the signal is good and it's not distorted and it's not compressed and all that other mother jazz. So any news? Wes, is there any news that we need to talk about? I got Wes over here, and Wes is, there he is.
I have a mic and a fancy camera too.
A fancy camera and a new mic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wes has a mic too. Say hi, Wes.
Hi, Wes. News, I don't know. Let's see, what is there?
Well, let's see. What is there? Gail, we need some news. I know. We got the Christmas well, I wasn't supposed, never mind. I don't know. I got my books here on display there. These are old books, but they're still good. I think you can still get them. But anyway, we just needed some stuff in the background, so it's all about me. It's all about me. Actually, I'd like to get some of my favorite albums up there. YouTube, you know, if I was to play a cut off an album, you know, they go berserk and then you take your thing down and I don't know. So anyway, we'll tell you what. Let's think about what we're going to do. Is that Ron? W.C. Ray. W.C. Fields. Let's see, where was I going to play? Oh, I know. We're going to play some blues. Okay, so we're going to play a little tune. It's a blues tune. It's called Blue Minor. And I used it as just a head to play some blues. Kind of a fun little thing. We did it one time at a workshop. And we're going to go ahead and mess around with some blues. Got my trusty blues guitar here. And I'm going to be driving out of a, the Quilter amp. But the pedal I'm using is called a Zen Drive. And it's a pretty good pedal. Now, a friend of mine, Pat Flynn, uses a pedal called Soul Food. And it's a pretty cool pedal. So there's our tone. Okay, so let me go and find this little tune and let's play a little blues. Blues in the morning. huh, huh, blue minor, kind of a fun little tune. So, yeah, so, on a minor blues like that, I can't help but throw in some altered dominant sounds just to spice things up a little bit. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I ought to show you real quick. Never mind. Is that Jim Rolfe? Hello, Jim Rolfe. My good friend, my biggest fan, and my best friend. Okay, and there's Kim. Hi, Kim. Thank you for joining us this morning. You know, this guitar is kind of nice because it's got the coil splitters. But one thing I don't like about 335s is the neck is too long. And therefore, this pickup is too close to this bridge. I think if the neck was shorter and you could move the pickup a little bit further this way, I think you'd get a better sound. So anybody listening who builds guitars, think about it. Oliver from France. I hear there's a place in France where the women wear no pants. I told my wife I can't mow the lawn now. Rich is on. Well, you know what? Ted Green said, he cannot do yard work. And I remember Dale Zdenek saying, we'd be out, he'd come over and we'd be outside working, he'd just kind of stand around. And hey, come on, Ted, give us a hand. He said, no, I'm not going to risk hurting my hands. I kind of wish I would think like that. I don't. These hands take abuse. Let's learn a blues lick, shall we? I've got a bunch of things planned for this morning. We're going to do the thirds and sixes combination. We're going to play some other tunes. And I've got a blues lick, number 5 out of my collection. There it is, see it? There it is, right there. See that blues lick? Number 5, right there. Number 5. All right, let me first play the lick for you to see if you like it. Ay, ay, ay. Papers going everywhere. Thank you for picking that up, Wes. By the way, remember, if you like what we're doing here and you like all these camera angles, Wes always is zooming in when I play. And so please give him a little tip in the tip jar if you would. So here's what the lick sounds like. It's hammers and pull-offs. Kind of a long lick, right? So we're going, and then we're going, so, and then pull off, and then, and I use my little finger there too, so, my third finger. Well, I just said that, and I used that one, well. And then, so, and now real fast we're going to go. So, and then over here. Okay, so far. And then, so let's do. If I was to play that to the song we just did, Let's see if it would work. Right? Something like that. Here comes the lick. Let's play the lick again. Sorry, getting carried away. Anyway, there's the lick. Did you notice that it sounded cool playing it against the 4 chord of the key? Didn't it? Here's a D minor, and we're playing. It sounded good against the 4 chord. So remember, you can always do that, right? You can play a lick based off the 5th of the chord and play a blues lick and it'll sound good. So in other words, over A minor, I could play E minor blues and it sounds kind of cool. Let's see if that's true. Let's see, here we come in the 5 chord. Ah, crud. Sorry. Never mind. Anyway, no, let's don't never mind. Let's just do it. Here is the 4 chord. Let's get this going. And then the 4 chord will come up. All right, so here's the 4 chord, and I'm going to play A minor blues on the 4 chord. Now over the 1 chord. All right, here's the 1 chord. I'm going to play E minor. Yeah. Okay, so you get the picture? Yes, we see. So anyway, there's our blues lick number 5. For those of you following along in your hymnal. Let's move over to my other guitar. Life's tough, isn't it? Got all these guitars you got to play. God dang it. I remember seeing a video or Joe Pass saying, you guys got it all wrong, man. You don't have a bunch of guitars, only have one, so you can really get to know it. Yeah, well, look what it got him. So the thing about for me changing guitars, they're all set up the same. So action is low, and so there you have it. Hey, does anybody have any questions? Anything you guys want to talk about? David Bronson from Jacksonville, Florida. Is it like flooding there? Hurricanes and all that? St. Louis, home of the blues. Yes, St. Louis Blues. The Blues, the baseball team, right? Or football team. Those look like .07s. Oh, no, they're 9s. So you can turn the gain up on that as, on this, so it could really be intense. But I have the gain turned down, or the saturation, so it's not so you could still hear some notes. Wes, do you have anything you want to say?
No.
No?
Not at the moment. I do not.
Okay, good. We're a lively bunch. Gail
We need more
Severson.
questions. People need to start firing off some questions. Give them your hardest musical question you can think of, and let him try to tap dance his way out of it.
Okay.
Do that.
What would be the pivot chord modulating between the key of C and the key of A flat? Anything you can share with increasing picking speed, increasing the speed of the pick of the increase. Well, one of the things you could do, and all right, there's an exercise. Okay, you number one, it's a tremolo exercise. We've never done this on a live stream. Okay, let me start from scratch. If you really want to gain control of the pick, here's an exercise that can really help you to really get that pick stroke down. And what it is a tremolo exercise. And what you do is you play very softly, and you go as fast as you can, making little circles, and you count 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the next thing you do is you play just slightly louder. I don't know where my metronome is, but I'll just count. So now we're just going to play a little bit louder. 2, 3, 4. Go as fast as you can. Just try to keep it even. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to admit something to you, and that is I haven't done this in a long, long time, and I should be doing it every day. Now remember, you don't want the pick stroke to come from the elbow. Now we're going to do it a little bit louder. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to make little circles. 3, 4. Now you do it as loud as you can, and the pick strokes are huge. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the louder you play, the longer the pick stroke. Okay? So as you can see, it takes less energy to play soft. Right? So it's something to think about when you play and you want to increase your speed, is you want to play soft. That's one of the things. This particular exercise, if you could do it every day, you would notice a big difference in about 3 days on your control of the pick. So I am going to do that as well with you guys. We'll come back in next week and I'll show you how it really should sound. Nice and even, accurate. And then when you get that all done, then you go like this.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Man, Dick Dale, you know, he played with his guitar upside down, right? So his high string was up here and his low string was down there. So anyway, he's a crazy guy. Nice guy. I actually met him a couple of times. Hey, Rich, okay, we already did that. What if E flat 7? What does that mean, Jim Rolfe? E flat 7.
I think he was answering your weird question that you said.
Oh, yeah, but that's not the pivot chord because there is no, E flat 7 is not found in the key of C. Pivot chord functions in 2 keys. Therefore, making the transition very smooth. So let me illustrate. If I'm in the key of C and I go 1, 3, 2, 5, 1. So now I have. Now, if I just go to a E flat 7, I mean, it brings us there without a doubt, but it's very abrupt, isn't it? It's an abrupt modulation. Here we are in this key, and then we go, okay, it will work, but it's abrupt. Now, if you want to be slick, what you do is you would find a common chord. Now, there is no common chord, really, because key of C is C, D minor, E minor, F, G7, A minor, B minor, 7 flat 5. And in the key of A flat, it's A flat, B flat, C minor, D flat, D7, or E flat, F minor, G minor, 7 flat 5, A flat. Okay, so what would you do? Well, you would use the chord F minor. F minor is 4 minor in the key of C. Happens all the time, 4 minor, right? I'll go. Right? You hear it? Or we might go. Okay, so F minor is a functioning 4 minor, right? It's 4 minor. So is F minor in the key of A flat? Why, yes, it is. So let's say we have harmony in the key of C. And now F minor. Then if we go up a fourth, there's. Now I'm in the key of A flat. So I established tonality in the key of C. Then B flat minor. Now, how am I going to get back? I would probably go back F minor. Okay, well, it's kind of like here, there, and everywhere. The F minor chord is the pivot chord between the two keys. In this case, we used it and just went 6, 2, 5, 1 to the key of A flat. Okay. Dave, yippee, caught it live today. Oh, well, thanks for joining us, Dave. Dave and Tom. And Peter Jones, D minor, D7. What does it all mean? Am I a fan of veritones? You mean the ones on Gibson guitars? That's a good question. I don't really know. I haven't had a whole lot of experience. By the way, that question that I answered, that I asked you, when I was in college and I had a composition class, I went 2 years to a JC and I got to know my teacher really well. He was really excellent teacher, Orby Ingersoll. And we ended up playing in groups and stuff, and it was really cool, really nice guy. I felt I got a great education. But I'll tell you what, when I went to now university or whatever it is of Northridge, the homework was just incredible. And so I didn't want to play classical guitar, but so I thought I'd major in composition. Well, first day of class, that was the question. Okay, if you're in the key of C and you want to modulate, what is to the key of A flat? What's the pivot chord? Nobody raised their hand. The guy came over to me and he just looked at me and said, "What do you think?" And I said F minor. And he was like, "Wow, that's good." That was the only thing good that happened in that class. Everything else was like, oh, God. Anyway, so just thought I'd throw that. You mentioned playing alternate licks over the blues. Can you show us an example of that? Really, Jim? Do you got to ask these really tough ones? Okay. I'm going to use this guitar though. But like for instance, in this song, anything you can do melodically, you can do harmonically or vice versa. So if I figure this song as now, if I sneak in a 2-5-1 of the 4 chord, I would get this. Okay, so what I did there is just play 2-5 of the 4 chord, 2-5 of D minor. So in my soloing, I could do the same thing. So I snuck in there an E flat minor, not E flat, E minor 7 flat 5, and then an altered A chord. Okay, so that's one way. Going to the 4 chord, you can really sneak that in there. I'm going to turn this fan on. Hold on a second. Man, these licks are hot. These are hot licks. So you get the idea? So Wes, shall we take let's do a lesson. Do a lesson, one more lesson, and then we'll go over to reverb. Certain bass makes an excellent, certain bass for all, an excellent veritone. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. How do you like the sound of this guitar, you guys? the volume knob is on or off. Jeez. All right, so what we're going to do is thirds and sixths combined, number 3. Okay, so remember what are thirds and sixths? All right, let me start over. Okay, for our lesson today, we are going to do thirds and sixths combined. And I've got an exercise here in the collection. It's number 3. And basically, here's what it sounds like. I'm starting here. We're in the key of G. And I'm going, here's a G note, and I'm going up a 6. And then I'm coming down a second to D, and then down a third. So it's almost like part of the G chord there. So then I'm coming up here. And now I'm doing it just scale-wise motion. I'm sorry. So here's my first 3. Here's my next one based on the 4 chord. The next one. And then we're going to shift positions. That might be easier to see that. Right there and then. So I have this. All right, switch positions there. Good grief. Here we go. You see how I did that? That was a different way of fingering it. All right, so why would you do that? That, you know, it's a cool little sound. All right, so if I'm in the key of A minor, that's actually Dorian, right? It's kind of a Dorian sound. Now, couldn't I go? Here we go. I'm just trying to say you can use those all over the place, and it's a cool little exercise, if I don't mind saying so myself. And then there's the reverse of it. Isn't that a nice sound? Play. Here it comes. I'm going to play it backwards. Okay, so you get the idea. So thirds and sixes combined, very cool sound. I've got the lesson somewhere. You know, half the stuff isn't uploaded still to the library, but we are working on it. And you know, it's amazing how much work there is. How many lessons I've done over the course of 30 years or whatever it's been. So it's like, good God. Can you show fretted harmonics? Sounds amazing. Thank you, Matthew. The Golden Eagle. I'll tell you what, man. I think the Golden Eagle is great guitar. And so is the Eagle Classic. Now, as you all know, I have an L5, that real fancy one. I get it out and the body is just a hair too big. It's like, wow. And then, you know, the other thing about Heritage is, do you see the angle of the headstock? You see that? It's a 17-degree pitch, and it offers a more down pressure on the nut, and I think you get a better sound. You get more sustain. So that's one of the things of that. If you take a look at a Gibson, it's only a 10 degree, something like that. And some years of the Gibsons, it almost is straight out, and I was like, what the hell? All right, fretted harmonics, you know. There's a couple of ways of doing it. I haven't done it in so long. Basically, let's do it this way, where you go, and you can you see that, Wes? You go. I can't. What the heck? Let me turn this a bit. This is the wrong guitar to do that. And then you can do them like this. Let's see, how did I used to do it? Where you put your knuckle down here and it kind of is right over the fret above what you're... Man, I haven't done these in so long. Anyway, that's kind of it. One of the things, let's see, is your X500 still in house? Yes, it is. It's in the house right now as we speak. Started looking at Softly as the Morning Sunrise after hearing you play that. Think there's some opportunity for improv with repetition in the verses. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there is. Hello. Good question. Guys, let's see. Can you show the left-hand fingering? It seems to me that you bounce. What? Can you show the left-hand fingering of what? The scale? You know, I do this thing, it's called slurred picking, which is... You know, if you talking about increasing your speed, if you're not picking as much, in other words, you only hit one string, everything else is slide, you only one pick per string. see, then you so I'm going to start doing some more teaching, some more lessons, and I'm going to redo. We had a thing called a starter pack, and it was to give a guy a real good foundation. And I'm going to start redoing it because I've learned a lot in the past 20 years. And one of the things is I'm going to start students off right away advocating slurred picking and not stressing alternate picking so much, and moving them in right away into economy picking and slurred picking because let's face it, we don't have all day. Thank you for your videos. Can you explain where, what does that say? B minor 7 comes from going to the 2 chord. Is it coming from 6/5 played?
Can you explain where the 3
Is
comes
it
from going to the 2? Is it going from the 6?
generally music moves in cycles of fourths. So if I have a B minor 7 flat 5 chord, that's probably going to move to an E minor. And then that's if I'm in the key of C, right? Now let's go to the key of G. Let's establish tonality in our head, okay? So, can you explain where the 3/7 comes from going to the 2/7? Is that a song you're working on or something? I don't know. Like E flat 7 going to D minor 7 in C major. Oh, okay. Now I can relate to that. Is that E flat minor 7? Or, okay. Well, E flat 7 going to D minor in the key of C minor, major. All right, so here we are in the key of C. Let's establish tonality in our ears. Okay, now, if I want to get to the 2 chord, which is D minor, I would play its dominant. Its dominant is A7, right? Now, E flat 7 is a flat 5 substitution of A7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 5, dominant. Okay, now D minor, and then, so if I have, now I can have a progression instead of 1, 6, 2, 5, going like this. I could go. So the E flat 7 is a flat 5 substitution for A7. Okay, good question. All right, let's take a trip to reverb, shall we? Boy, we're running out of time. Holy cow. Reverb. And we're going to look at a Gibson ES 175, a 1949. This seems like a pretty good, is that the right one? That's not the right one. Just see if you can, there it is for $39.95. Is that from Canoga Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice guitar right there. I think I know the owner of that. But anyway, that's a pretty good price. And it was the first, is that 49 or 46?
49.
Okay, and I believe that was the first year of the 175. So that is a historical guitar, and they're not making any more 1949 guitars. So, I've got a birthday coming up, Gail. But anyway, just kidding. That is a pretty cool guitar. I'm not a big, as you probably know, I'm not the biggest fan of 175s, but I'll tell you what, they do have their own sound. And look at that. It's never had a strap button on it. So doesn't that say something right now? It says, wow, here is a guitar that has never been played standing up, which means it probably has never played a real intense nightclub gig for several years, or something. So that's another thing I like to look at. If it's got a strap button, generally it's got a lot of buckle rash in the back and all that, but it's got apparently the original pickguard gassed off, so they took it off, and there it is sitting there. So there it is, a 1949 at a decent price. I don't think that's too bad for what you're getting there. Hi, Eddie Davis. How are you? I'll get you that pick for your birthday. Thank you, Patrick Evans. So yeah, Eddie, Pat, thanks for joining us. I appreciate that. Which lesson is for economy left-hand movement technique you just showed? It's under the right stuff. If you go to the Guitar College Library, it's called The Right Stuff. And you can find it there. So anyway, yeah, I like looking at reverb. I'm always looking at the guitars. Sometimes I'll buy some, you never know what you're going to get, though, I'll tell you that. Where are we at? Where are we at, Wes? Where are we? Moonglow. I don't really feel like playing that. Let's play something else. Let's play something up. Let's play Beautiful Love. What a great tune. And the chord changes are basically this. So E minor to D minor, and then it goes G minor, C, F, then E, A, D minor, G minor, B flat, 7 flat 5, and then G7 flat 5 or sharp 11, E minor, A, then it does it again, then it does it again. Then it does back to B flat 7 flat 5, D minor, then. Okay, there is the song, Beautiful Love. Let's play it. Is that too loud?
No, just lead it.
Cool little tune, huh? So, Joe Path's favorite song of his, I guess. Eddie, you played it at a festival 2 weeks ago. Well, cool, man. I hope you tore it up. Yeah, so that's called Beautiful Love, and I do have that arrangement in the library. I have a nice arrangement of it, as well as the tracks and all that stuff. I play a 335 through a Fender Super Champ. Should my next invention be a better guitar or a quilter? To be honest, I would buy a guitar. Get yourself a fat body. The Super Champ will be fine with the quilter. Is the Super Champ, Super Tramp, Super Tramp. Now that, what was his name? Bobby?
Bob Siebenberg.
Bob Siebenberg. Now, he was Wes's baseball coach, and he's the drummer for Super Tramp. And he lived up in Coarsegold in the mountains where we lived. Nice guy,
Yeah,
right?
Bob.
Nice.
I think he's still doing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
So they would say was Super Tramp would raise its head again. That would mean they'd have to go out on tour again. Bummer. Too bad.
Very interesting band too. It was really interesting.
Yeah, they are. They were. Half of them were English, right? Aren't they from England? Half from America, something like that. Yeah, I played an album, the album The Jump in Java, through a Super Tramp, a Super Champ amp. It's got that, or maybe it was a Champ amp. I think it was a Super Champ amp. And it had it. Does that have an 8-inch speaker? Oh, it's
Did-
10-inch.
Right.
I thought the one I played had an 8-inch, but I think that'll be fine for your gig. Get yourself a nice arch chop instead of the 335. I think you'll enjoy it more. And then someday get a quilter. Quilter is, I just talked to them the other day. Interesting. It's, by the way, Wes, you need to call them. And they're waiting on a chip. And so they can't sell anything. So they're waiting on a chip for their reverb units. And isn't there a big deal with like trucks that are waiting for a chip from China or something to do something? I listened to your album in the van yesterday. Well, thank you, Eddie. Is that the Jumpin' Java? Did you like that album? Audio's much better. Backing tracks are clean and the guitar volume is mixed nicely. Well, that's good to hear, Jim, because we've been come to find out we've been doing things wrong. And our system, YouTube was recognizing it as a webcam and not as an audio source. So we were able to finally fix all that. So everything is...
It only took us like a month.
It only took us a month to figure it out. I tell you, we're on top of it. Like you wouldn't believe. You know, we're all over that like ugly on a monkey. Like a duck on a June bug. Like white on rice. We've been busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. Okay. Well, thanks, Eddie, for listening to that. I need to get that on Spotify and all that. So you guys, I think we're kind of winding down. Oh, we got to show this lesson here. We've only done one lesson? No, we did two. Let's do a diminished lick. Here's the diminished lick. This is diminished lick number 4. Big problem with the supply of chips. GM is shutting down a couple of plants because they can't get enough chips for their cars. I don't know. Why is that? What is wrong with this picture? Where do these chips come from? China? What's
Are they all like stuck in the shipping ports and backlog?
I don't know where they are, but why should that be a problem? What the hell's going on? I'm sure they're working on it very hard to do it, but it just isn't right. You know, I also heard at one time, I don't know if it's still true, but I have a feeling it is, the United States can't make an engine block. Right? We don't have the foundry or whatever that makes an engine block. Can that be? It's all overseas. It's all somewhere else. I think Canada can. Have you guys ever heard that? I mean, that's just wrong. What was that? Oh. Okay, we got it. All right, let's check out this lick. It's over a G altered. Remember, diminished is for like to bring out the 13th and the flat 9. I'm sorry, I got a question here. Any truth to the idea that 25.5-inch scale length is harder on your hands as we age compared to... Well, there is truth to that. It's a harder spread. So in one way, it's harder down here, but easier up here. Okay, they're not so tight. On 25 or 24 3/4, tighter up here, easier down here. So either one, you know. When I pick up a 24 3/4, it seems low, but then I realized, wow, I mean, it seems little, but then I think, well, I can play this pretty easy. So that comes to mind. No chips for cars, lack of employees because of COVID. The biggest global chip maker is in Taiwan. Oh, well, China wants to take them over, don't they? All right, so here we are on this. Let me start all over. Okay, our next lesson, we're going to talk about diminished lick number 4. Can you see that? And this is a cool diminished lick that you would play over like a G7 flat 9 with a 13th, okay? It's kind of like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this lick. So here's the lick. So we're going B flat to A flat. Now remember, this is around the G, right? And then D flat to B. There's the move. And then we're going to do it here on this string, moving up 1 fret. So now we're going to repeat. Now we've just played an octave of it. Now we're going to start here on B flat, B flat, A flat, D flat. Okay, so. And now we're going to go E to D. Again. And then B flat, A flat. All right, so there's the lick. Now, if you wanted to economy pick that, you would go like this. And a pull off. Those are all pull offs, see? Isn't that a cool lick? Now let's play it backwards. Okay, there is the lick. Now, if you need to, like for instance, in Beautiful Love, it starts off with a big 5 chord. So I could play that lick over A7. It would be like this. And then it resolves to a D minor chord. So again, so, you know, you're going to start it on the flat or the sharp 9. Okay, the 6th, flat 9, 6, or 13. Now, let's see. You can also start it on the root and the flat 5. Let's see if we can put this into action, that lick. Here we go. Here we go. That was C, A. You can go nuts playing that lick, right? So we had basically in that song we had a big A7, but to D minor, and then we had a big C7 going to F. So yeah, that's a cool little lick. Good for your chops. Good for your chops. That was diminished lick number 4, which I think I have about 20 of them. Okay, I've switched to my 775, or you mean your 575? Gibson, I didn't know you. Gibson makes a 775, which is a beautiful guitar. I still have my L4. Yes, I do, and I take it out occasionally and think I got to start playing this. You seen the price of those go up? Good God. Okay, I'm gonna play one more tune before we call it quits. Any other questions? Last call for questions. Anybody? Think of some questions before we play. Now this is Lady.
I got a question.
You have
I
a
got
question?
Question.
Yes, Wes.
What is the main difference between the L5 and the L4?
The L4 is called the Poor Man L5. L4 is basically a laminate sides and back with a solid spruce top. It's 16-inch instead of the L5 is 17-inch. The L5 is all carved woods. And the L4 is mahogany neck. The L5 is a 5-piece maple neck. So it actually is a big difference.
I smell a guitar comparison video.
You smell correctly.
L5 versus L4.
Yes, that's a good one. That would be a good one.
That would get, yeah.
Am I the only thumbs up rater? You guys, come on, man, hit the thumbs up button. You're supposed to do that. And subscribe too if you haven't subscribed. So I want to thank everybody. So think about your questions, and I'm going to play a song, and I want to show you the chords. It's called Ladybird, and it goes like this: C, 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 F minor, B flat, 4 minor to B flat, C, 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 B flat minor, E flat, A flat, and then A minor to D, then D minor to C, and then this crazy turnaround. So it's something like that. And the melody is. And then it repeats. What makes the MP3? What make is this? It's called a San.
Here, put it in front of this one. Surf something.
You got to switch the thing.
Oh.
Come on, man, get with the program.
Surfane?
Yeah. What's cool about this little MP3 player is it's got a line out, and so it's not just, doesn't have the headphone out, so you get a truer thing. So radio, audiophile people, you know, whatever they call it. They love them, according to that thing. So anyway, here's Ladybird. That ain't right. That's the wrong Ladybird. Ay, ay, ay. Hold on there. Hold on, everybody. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Scrolling through all this stuff is a little weird. So I put them in favorites, but then I put the wrong one in the favorites. Ladybird, this is 190 beats per minute. Yikes! Jeez. Is the balance okay? Yeah, that's a cool song, isn't it? Thank you, David. And hey, Tom, how's it going? How you working through the course? You working through it? That's good. Tom is working through the JGI, Jazz Improv Theory course. No, Jazz Guitar Improv course, JGI. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us. And again, please, if you find it in your heart to give Wes a tip, please do, for working the cameras and all that stuff. There he is right there in his cockpit.
And talking now.
And he's talking. Well, say something, Wes.
Yeah, say something, Wes.
Are you going surfing today?
No, missed the window. This is the window.
This is the window.
Yeah, so no.
Okay, we're in the window. Okay, good. You're working on Tenor Madness in the JGI course. Eddie, I hope you are too. So anyway, thank you again. 10 o'clock. I don't know. Do you think 10 o'clock's a good time? Maybe we ought to do 9. We originally were going to do 9 on Thursday, but we're going to keep it on Thursday. Wait a minute. Is that guy new? Guy, what's happening? Came in a little late, but enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you, Guy. Okay, you guys, thank you again. Gail, thank you for doing that. And Wes, I really appreciate it. Can't do it without you. And we'll talk